extra time.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.
डिलीवरी विश यू स्पीडी रिकवरी कोई भी दवा अब नहीं करो मिस दवाई चाहिए एसएप तो बस एक अपोलो 24/7 डिलीवर करे आपकी पूरी प्रिस्क्रिप्शन सिर्फ 2 घंटों में.
In terms of the World Cup, it must have been nice to get a ball in your hands today, having quarantined, and you've got 2 warm-up games. You would have had 2 more, but obviously Pakistan was cancelled. Is that enough as a group before a World Cup, 2 games?
Yeah, I think so. I think, a lot of the guys have been playing T20 cricket around the world and more recently in the IPL as well, which is obviously really helpful for the guys that have been doing that. They will share a lot of thoughts and a lot of experience coming out of that tournament, which is great to have. We're going to have a hell of a lot of practice between now and the first game against the West Indies, as you touched on, 4 more games. I think we got a lot. We'll obviously have some scenario practice and almost kind of games between ourselves in practice. So I think there's plenty there for us to get ready and get match hardened, I suppose. And T20 cricket is, it's not pot luck by any means, but of course you need to have a little bit of rub of the green as well.
What do you think your main quality is in the T20 format? At this stage of your career, are you almost the old head who sort of maybe you can wear a few blows and not get distracted by it and keep your head and maybe not get distracted by the whirlwind that T20 can become? Is that how you see your role in this team?
Yeah, I suppose a little bit. T20 cricket can, particularly as a bowler, when you're bowling at the top and potentially at the death, like you say, it can be a bit of a whirlwind at times, and you kind of do need to keep a cool head and kind of stay in the moment a little bit. I think having experience that I've had kind of certainly helps that. So hopefully I can kind of draw on that experience and kind of use that to help me perform at this World Cup. I believe there's not a huge difference between bowling with the new ball in T20 than there is to ODI cricket. Players do come a little bit harder, but it's a great opportunity to take wickets, which I believe is going to strengthen mine in the ODI format. So hopefully I can transform that across into this.
Just wanted you to reflect on your September, if that's all right. You obviously made a decision not to go out to the IPL, which would have provided some quite nice prep for this competition. But instead you stayed at home and won some silverware. How was September?
Yeah, it was. It was a good September. It was a tough decision actually to not go to the IPL. It's something which I actually would have liked to have done, and that was something which I expressed to the franchise, to Delhi. The IPL I think has been great for my career in terms of my development in white ball cricket. It would have been a great opportunity to go back there and kind of see out my contract with what was a great franchise. Actually, I really enjoyed my time back at the start of the year. So that's a bit of a shame, but I kind of made the decision based on the time away coming up. Obviously, this World Cup followed by what's going to be a long Ashes series. So that was the thinking behind that. But to obviously win the championship, which again was, I suppose, a little bit unexpected. I didn't really expect to play probably as much as I did. Obviously, finishing the last 2 games. Originally, I was only going to play 1 of the 2. So, a great September, I suppose, with a few tricky decisions to be made.
How easy will it be for you and the other multi-format players to just zero in on the T20 World Cup and kind of put the Ashes on the back burner?
I think we have no choice, really, Dean. I think it's, we've got a big World Cup in front of us. You don't want to get to the end of the World Cup and think, I wasn't, fully engaged. I think we have to kind of give this our full attention. What's going on with the Ashes is kind of on the back burner with, people that are making decisions and kind of dealing with that for us on our behalf or on the ECB's behalf. So you can't kind of get too fixated on that. I think it's important that we kind of focus on the here and now. And a T20 World Cup is, I was about to say they don't come around too often, but there's one next year as well. But they don't do that. You know, World Cups generally don't come around too often. There's no guarantees that, you know, myself or anyone, I suppose, will be selected for the next one. So you have to make the most of the here and now. A great opportunity to lift some silverware for your country. And to be honest, I think this T20 World Cup can be pretty much won by anyone. So, you know, that's also exciting. I think it'll be a great tournament to be a part of. And as you say, the Ashes stuff is going to have to be parked, and, you know, we've got to concentrate. You know, Australia are in the same boat. They've got some multi-format players. I'm sure they're having, to be honest, almost the same discussions, apart from them not travelling. You know, there's also things going behind the scenes for them. So, but, you know, we've just got to focus on the here and now.
This is extra time. Extra time.